How good of a rivalry is this game? I mean, it's North versus South. Do the kids recognize the rivalry that exists here possibly?
I'm sure they do. I mean, they know where the state of South Carolina is compared to North Carolina. They know it's a little bit south of us, and so I'm sure they're aware of that. But right? I mean, the majority of everything we've done going up until we got into this week was based on ourselves. So, and now it's been all South Carolina. So that's what their focus is. It's the most important game we got. It's the next game.
Playing in an NFL stadium too, to play in an NFL stadium. How are they really stoked about that?
I think the guys are excited about playing in Charlotte, playing in Bank of America Stadium. I mean, it should be a lot of fun. It ought to be a great game.
How significant a platform is it in terms of recruiting and whatnot too?
Well, I mean, obviously there's great high school talent in the Charlotte area. There's great high school coaching in that area. We're going to recruit that area. It's been very fertile. And so it's nice to be able to play there every once in a while in front of all those people.
What's the scouting report on the Gamecocks?
They're good. They're good, and Coach Spurrier will have them prepared. He always does.
Tyson Williams had a good spring. You talked a lot. You were really pleased with his performance at the end of spring. He's on the depth chart that you guys released today. How has he progressed this month?
I think he's done a great job this camp, and I anticipate him playing, in this game. I mean, I think he'll help us in this game. So. He's doing a lot of things for us, and he's very mature and has handled everything we put him in. He's handled it.
Where does your offensive line stand right now as far as health and where everybody's playing, and how confident you are of them being at full strength?
I think they're pretty healthy from everything I've been told. I mean, so I think we're going to be at full strength. We'll see. We still got a few days to go. Anything can happen.
With the way last season ended, such a down note, the chemistry talk after the season, before the season that you described, fixing those issues, does this game take on added importance, do you think, because of all that?
I don't know if it's added importance. It's pretty important the way we come out on Thursday night and the way we perform. But it doesn't define our season. It gives us an idea of where we're at, and so no matter what happens, we still got a long season ahead of us, so we've got to be prepared. Our guys, I think there's much better chemistry right now on this football team than there is. But again, we hadn't faced any adversity yet, so who knows what this team's all about yet.
How important is it to avoid just kind of the slow starts that have kind of defined the first half of the season the past 2 years?
There's probably not a coach in the country that wants to start slow, so it's pretty important. I mean, and we don't coach them to start slow. We don't, I assure you. So it's, we hopefully will execute, and that's what it boils down to. If you're focused and you execute well, usually good things are going to happen.
Coach, Marquise has been pretty loose all camp. Do you sense him tightening up just a little bit before the game?
No. Marquise doesn't tighten up. That's just who he is. That's his personality, But he's pretty competitive and he's pretty focused. So, but at the same time, he's a guy that's pretty loose.
Going back to the depth chart, you have 8 true freshmen. Most of those guys came early. Collectively, as a group, have they kind of met about what you expected they would do at this point?
Oh, I think some of them have exceeded expectations already. I mean, just in the way they've handled themselves during camp and the way they prepared themselves before they got here. And so that was impressive from some of those guys. And so, you don't always see that, but those guys, they prepared themselves, and it was obvious when they got here.
Who has exceeded it? Like Tommy Hatton, maybe?
Oh, Tommy Hatton. I mean, you could say Tommy Hatton. You could say Aaron Crawford. Tyson. I mean, you got some guys that have really stepped up and shown that they can help this football team.
Larry, how anxious you see this defense on the field against somebody else and kind of judge how far they've come?
Yeah, I'm very anxious to see it. I mean, because you have no way of knowing until we get out there and we start playing and we play another team, and how we react to all the scenarios that are going to come up in a game, and so I'm anxious to see it. I know we've the defensive staff's done a great job of preparing them and coaching them, and now we got to turn them loose and let them play.